Hello guys, welcome back to Legos Island. So today is Saturday, February 3rd of 2024. And today is the 5-year anniversary since the Underground Party Room was created for Legos Island, which can explain this. Oh, and these may or may not be lying around the island somewhere. Now, of course, since we are showcasing an anniversary party, cake is required. But who else are we getting? Holiday and Lapis. How the heck has this thing been here for 5 years? It feels like it's been much longer than that. Well, to commemorate the occasion, I made some banners, as you can see, which are an item. Well, yep, that is an item in this party. That's why they're all over the place. We have a number 5 made out of amethyst up here. Very similarly to the event room and lodge anniversary for their 5th anniversaries in 2023. So that's a little reference, but regardless, let's go down to the main room itself, which, oh yeah, before we do, yeah, you may notice there are actually banners as we go down to the event room, or the Underground Party Room. So that's pretty cool. That's a nice little detail. Even though you'll, like, speed pass through them. Anyway, here's the actual room itself. And as you can see, it is very well decorated for this party. Of course, it is only a one-day mini-event, so obviously this will be going on the 4th. Much like all other mini-events that only normally last a day. To clarify where the hat is, it is all the way up here. The Underground Party Room 5th anniversary hat. So we are going to put that on, and this is how it looks, and this is how it actually looks up here. Looks very similar to the colors of this wall. Maybe I did the hat just a little bit darker than the walls, but that's okay. I tried to get it as close as possible. What I did get, ironically, though, is the color of this dance floor correct, at least the regular one that's always here. But yeah, speaking of which, we have a number 5 on the dance floor, all made out of amethyst, and the number 5 made out of magenta. Fun fact, just like up there, this number 5 was also going to be made out of amethyst, with this dance floor being a different color. I decided the amethyst looked better, so I did that instead. Now, you may notice they are the exact same color scheme as the Legos Island 5th anniversary party. Why? I don't know. Just felt like it for some freaking reason. Regardless, though, speaking of which, happy 5th anniversary Underground Party Room with a heart. Because why the frick not? But no, seriously, though, this is actually an item, and yeah, there's your proof. There's a reason these things were lying around. To clarify, this is the Underground Party Room 5th anniversary banner, which, if you're curious what this is actually meant to be, it's meant to have this be a disco ball in the middle, and then, of course, a ton of lights coming out of it. You know, like an actual party. So, that's pretty freaking cool. And that's all the items, and that's mainly it for the whole mini-event. The other rooms are not updated in this party. And as you can clearly see, that is exactly the case. So, yeah, all of those are not updated. I should really do that more, though. But yeah, what do you guys think of the mini-event? That looks very cool. And yeah, with all that being said, now let's move on to the other side of this video. And that is the Operation Legos Island 2024 warning sign. These are located in the Underground Party Room, Theme Park, the Resort, and the Icelands. Wait, why the Icelands? That has absolutely nothing to do with the corruption, as we didn't discover it till the end of Operation Wilderness in 2019. Yeah, because this beacon here wasn't placed till after the corruption, like a month after. Anyway, starting off with the Underground Party Room, since we were technically already here anyway, Evil Cluck is preventing the Legos Island corruption from happening. That is the main storyline. The next one is located in the theme park, mainly the center of the theme park to be specific, as that's ironically one of the places that actually got corrupted. Stop Evil Cluck before he makes Operation Legos Island never exist at all. As I stated 2 episodes back, it is legit. Operation Legos Island would never have existed if it wasn't for this corruption. Hence why the 2024 event is being held exactly around the time that it was. In fact, starting the day of the 5-year anniversary. What a coincidence. Okay, is it just me, or did Cool Guy 33 purposely do that for that reason alone? I need an answer. Because if that's the case, dang, he's clever. It's kind of funny because Operation Legos Island was first revealed exactly 3 months after the corruption took place on May 6, 2019. Now, what's with all the crying obsidian around it? Well, it's meant to reference the upcoming future time period, which I already have a pretty good idea of what that's gonna look like. Our second to last warning sign is in the resort, and says the following: Zolzap 2's stuck in shutdown. Stop Evil Cluck before it ceases to exist again. As I also previously stated 2 episodes ago, Zolzap 2 would have never returned if I wasn't able to get Lego's Island back after the corruption. So, you gotta thank that for at least that, because it would still be dead right now if that were the case. That's also kind of ironically the reason it got stuck in that state to begin with, at least on the outside. Lastly but not least is the Icelands, which says the following: Evil Cluck will corrupt certain areas in the time periods. Watch out. Well, this is all about the corruption, so if I had to take a wild guess, certain rooms in certain time periods will of course become corrupted versions of those said rooms. But I want to try something different to fix them. Instead of fixing these things block by block like the last 5 or so of these Operation Allies, let's try and see if we can come up with something a little more clever than that. There's a reason those Operation Ally videos were hours long, if not an hour long to be specific. That could also be another reason why the Crying Obsidian is here, as it's meant to reference rooms getting corrupted. A more corrupted and messed up version of the said room. That's what I'm trying to refer to. And it's actually a coincidence that this does say time periods, because ironically, hours prior to this video coming out, we finally have info on what all the time periods are. We are literally 3 days away till the actual event, and now we finally have them. Allow me to explain them. So first, we have February 6, 2019. But before the corruption took place. That's mainly because we already technically did February 6, 2019 back in 2021. But that was after the events of the corruption. We're now going to before the events of the corruption, according to Golget 33. And that makes a lot of sense, as again, the goal here is to prevent Evil Cluck from stopping the corruption from happening, as that would literally eliminate everything we got out of that corruption actually happening. Like this event, for example. That's still not a joke. On the second day, we're going to be going to January 21st of 2018. Now, I find that odd considering there was never an episode that day. It was just the Maze grand opening event. And we already went to that event. So what's the point of this? Yeah, I'm now actually starting to question some of the time periods that were picked here. Alright, next up would be September 18th, 2019, which I also find very odd. Also considering there was never an episode. And the time period that is based off of is something we've also already done. Wait, sorry. I'm thinking of the 2018 and 2020 versions of the fair. Never mind. It is true, though. There was no episode that day. So, that's something. Okay, this next one is February 12th, 2023. That is the 3rd day in a row that never had an episode. Not to mention, all 3 of those days that we just mentioned, days 2 through 4, I never went onto the island those days. Hey, I'm just telling the truth here. Which, it is true, actually. But this last one, though, is actually pretty interesting. January 18th, 2028, aka the 10-year anniversary of the Maze. This would be on February 10th. Literally, actually, ironically, in exactly a week from now. So, that's all the time period. Genuinely, I really don't know how to feel about this. Days 1 and 5 are incredible, because those ironically mean something. I mean, if you want to be real specific, I guess February 12th technically counts as the, of course, Valentine's Day party of 2023. As for the other 2, January 21st, 2018, and September 18th, 2019, I have no idea if I'm going to be able to pull those off. But this Operation Lego's Island is going to be interesting, as it is ironically going to be the first time technically in 4 to 5 years that I'm actually doing something outside of it. Because when the first Operation Lego's Island happened, I was in my senior year of high school. When the original Operation Ally 2020 happened, I had just graduated high school. Well, not my actual graduation ceremony, I just finished. The ceremony took place 2 months later. And ever since then, Operations Ally from 2021 to 2023, I've had all this free time. This one is going to be a whole lot more complicated, though, because 3 out of the 5 days are school days for me. But 2 out of the 3, I'm not going to be there for long. The only day that I'm going to be there for a long period of time is the second day, February 7th. And then like days 4 and 5 are on the weekend. So those I can pull off indefinitely. This is going to be interesting. And ironically, that is ironically the next episode. Yep, that is it. Yep, next episode, we automatically begin the event. But before I go, speaking of the event itself, there is one more surprise I wanted to share with you. And I ironically almost actually completely forgot. I was just about to end the video. The dog version of myself is back. This makes total sense though, as this is ironically all about LI. Scratch that. That's every single one of these events. But honestly, this is the most important one that they should be a part of. With all of that being said, thank you so much for watching this episode of Legos Island. I'll see you all on Tuesday, February 6th, for when we kick off Operation Legos Island 2024 to celebrate the 5-year anniversary of the Legos Island corruption. I'll see you then.